Hello everyone and welcome back to A Mile of My Stilettos. I'm Crystal and I'm excited because today we are going to be bleaching this wig blonde. Yay, it's dye day. So what you're going to need is some bleach. I'm using the Wella bleach today, and you're going to need developer. I have 40 volume developer, some foil. You're going to need a brush to mix your bleach. You're going to need a measuring scoop for your bleach, a bowl to put everything in, and I have some clips as well as some gloves. Let me put these gloves on because you need to protect your hands, okay? Keep those hands soft and protected. So when you're mixing your bleach, the important thing to remember is the ratio is 1 to 2. For every 1 scoop of bleach, you're going to use 2 pours of developer. I'm going to say that again. For every 1 scoop of bleach, you are going to use 2 pours of developer, or 1.5 to 2 pours. So I use 2 scoops of bleach, so I'm going to be using 4 pours of developer. So after you mix it up, however much you're making, because sometimes you want to make a large batch, a small batch, whatever it is, when you're bleaching the hair, for every 1 scoop of bleach, 2 pours of developer. Okay, I think you got that point. So like I said, you're going to mix it up. So that's what I'm doing now. The only time you would change that ratio is if you're bleaching the knots only on your wig. And that's because you want it to be a much more thick and type of consistency so that it doesn't bleed through. But anyways, continuing on. So I'm starting to apply the bleach. You guys, the biggest thing that you want to do when you're doing your bleach after you get the ratio right, because that's important. If you do not have the right ratio for your bleach and developer, you're going to burn up your hair. But after you do that, you want to make sure that you're distributing the bleach very evenly, okay? Because you don't want streaky hair. Even though if you want variations in the color, you don't want it to be like streaky and have like black and whatever brown coming through or whatever color you're coming from. So you just want to make sure that you're taking your time and you're being very thorough and you're doing small sections. Small sections is what is going to guarantee that you do not miss any spots. You really don't want to comb through the hair with the bleach, and just because that's gonna make it like change the curl pattern often. If you do comb it, use a wide tooth comb, but you really want to just be mindful and be careful of that, especially if you're not bleaching straight hair. So just to make sure that you're not, changing the curl pattern, like I said. But yep, you're gonna see I'm just going through and I am bleaching the hair. You will notice that I am not going all the way to the roots while I'm bleaching. That is not because it reacts the same as it does if it was on your hair. When you're bleaching your natural hair, you never want to start at the roots because it's going to turn much faster. The reason I'm not going all the way up to the roots is because initially when I was bleaching the hair, I was thinking I wanted to leave the roots dark. I ended up changing my mind, but I just wanted to explain why I was not going all the way up. It's because I was going to leave the roots dark, but like I said, I changed my mind. So this is what it looks like when it's done. I am going to put a cap on and I let it sit for about 45 minutes to an hour because I wanted a pretty high lift, and it lifted really well. I was so happy with it. So now I'm just taking the foil off and I'm going to get ready to wash it and condition it and all of that type of stuff. But yep, so just go ahead, take the foil off, and I did leave some of the darker roots. I was just doing whatever I wanted to do, honestly. I often don't like it to be one consistent color throughout my hair. So a lot of times when I'm coloring hair, I do stuff to make it be like a little different. It has some variations and stuff like that. And so, yeah, that's how I did this. So that's why you're still seeing a little bit of darker roots. But I just wanted to make sure I mentioned before, there was no like strategy as far as making sure it didn't turn too fast as to why I was doing it the way that I was doing it. It's just what I wanted to do. But now I'm going to get my Shimmering Light shampoo, and this is a purple shampoo, and it's good to use because it helps to tone that yellow out of the hair. And then I always like to follow up with this Apogee shampoo for damaged hair. And then after I washed it, I got my toner, and I used the Wella T14 toner and this 30 volume developer. Now you're going to pour the whole bottle of toner into your mixing bowl, and then you are going to fill up 2 bottles of the previously, toner bottle with the developer. You're going to mix it. It's going to be nice and soupy like that. So it's going to be like, soupy. And then you're going to start applying it to the washed hair. You don't have to dry this hair after you put the, washed it before you put the toner on. You don't have to dry it. You can see this hair is wet. So I'm going to just go ahead and continue to apply the toner. And again, toner is good because it just helps get some of those yellow brassy tones out of the hair that may be there from the bleaching from when you lifted it. And if you don't want to do the toning process, you can always leave the Shimmering Lights, that purple shampoo that I use, you can always just leave that on a little extra. Maybe let it sit with your hair for like 25 minutes just to let it, just really soak in. Because as far as the toner goes, I'm actually going to be leaving this toner on for about 20 minutes. And again, all the toner is doing is helping to lift out those yellow brassy tones. So just go through, make sure it's distributed evenly. I think I ended up using 2 bottles of toner for this particular wig because it was a lot of it. So now you see I'm putting this cap on. I'm just showing you guys a little bit of how I do my bald cap. I'm not doing a full application in this video, but I pull this wig cap all the way down because it makes a difference. I'm not gonna lie, it does make a difference when you get it really stretched out like this to help it just be smooth. The application, I think, is better when you stretch it all the way down, even though it looks crazy. My husband hates when I walk around like this, but I told him it makes it better. So you just want to put a good 2 to 3 layers of this got to be spray on the cap. And then after I do that, I'm going to get my hair dryer and I am going to blow dry it on cool so that it can just kind of set a little bit before I move on and start cutting the cap. Alrighty, so I already started cutting the cap, but basically when you're cutting the cap, you just want to get close to your hairline. You're recreating basically where you want your hairline to be, and you want to set it just a little bit in front of your natural hairline, or if you got a real big forehead, you can put a lot of it in front of your natural hairline. But this is where you want to put it, and then you're going to put the glue like just in front of that. So you set it a little bit in front so that you don't put the glue all over your edges, basically. But here is the final look, you guys. So I absolutely loved how this turned out. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more dye days, and until next time, peace.